The greatest generals in history share one strange habit. They avoided fighting. 25 centuries ago, a Chinese strategist named Sun Tzu wrote down why, and his book is still required reading at West Point, in boardrooms, and in courtrooms today. Because the art of war was never really about war. It's about winning before the fight even starts. Here are 7 of its rules. We know almost nothing about the man. Sun Tzu, Master Sun, was a general in the chaos of China's warring states period, around 500 BC. He may have led armies for the kingdom of Wu. He may be a composite of several strategists. What survived is 13 short chapters, no longer than a pamphlet, that have outlasted every empire that ever tried to use them. And the strange thing about the art of war is that it spends very little time on weapons. It is obsessed with something quieter: knowing, timing, deception, restraint. Sun Tzu's whole philosophy can be compressed into one uncomfortable idea. The best victory is the one you never had to fight for. Let's break down how. Rule 1. Win without fighting. Sun Tzu's first and highest principle is the one almost nobody actually follows. He wrote, "Supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting." Read that again. To Sun Tzu, winning a battle was not the goal. Winning a battle meant something had already gone wrong. You'd been forced to spend lives, money, and time to get what you wanted. The master strategist, he said, subdues the enemy's troops without any fighting. He wins so completely in the planning that the fighting becomes unnecessary. In your life, the fight is rarely a sword. It's the argument you could have prevented, the bidding war you could have avoided by being early, the conflict at work you could have dissolved with one honest conversation. Most people rush toward the confrontation because winning it feels powerful. Sun Tzu would tell you the powerful move is to make the confrontation unnecessary in the first place. Before your next fight, ask one question. Is there a way to get what I actually want without this fight at all? Rule 2. Know yourself and know the other side. This is the most quoted line in the entire book, and it's quoted wrong constantly. Here is what Sun Tzu actually wrote. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. If you know yourself but not the enemy, for every victory gained you will also suffer a defeat. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle. Notice the structure. There are 3 tiers. Knowing both, safety. Knowing only yourself, you'll win half. Knowing neither, you lose everything. Most people live their whole lives in the bottom 2 tiers. They know neither their own real strengths nor the people they're up against. Knowing the enemy doesn't mean an enemy in the dramatic sense. It means the other party, the hiring manager, the negotiator across the table, the competitor. And knowing yourself is the harder half, your actual budget, your real limits, the emotion that makes you act against your own interest. The work is unglamorous. Do the research, run the numbers, name your own weakness out loud before someone else uses it against you. That's the whole edge. Rule 3. All warfare is based on deception. Sun Tzu wrote a sentence that sounds almost villainous. All warfare is based on deception. And then he explained it. When able to attack, we must seem unable. When we are near, we must make the enemy believe we are far away. And the one that stings the most, pretend to be weak, that he may grow arrogant. Now, this is a wisdom channel, not a manipulation channel, so let's be precise about what this means and what it doesn't. Sun Tzu is not telling you to lie to the people who trust you. He's describing competition. In a genuine contest of interests, the side that reveals everything loses. The poker player who shows his hand. The negotiator who announces his maximum price on the first call. The practical version is quieter than it sounds. You are not obligated to broadcast your full strength, your full plan, or your full timeline to people whose interests are opposed to yours. Restraint of information is not dishonesty. It's the oldest form of leverage there is. Say less than you know. Reveal on your timing, not theirs. Rule 4. Be like water. This is the most beautiful passage in the book, and it's the one that made our most watched video on this channel. Sun Tzu wrote, "Military tactics are like water, for water in its natural course runs away from high places and hastens downwards. So in war, the way is to avoid what is strong and to strike at what is weak." And then, water shapes its course according to the nature of the ground. The soldier works out his victory in relation to the foe he is facing. Therefore, just as water retains no constant shape, in warfare there are no constant conditions. Water does not argue with the rock. It does not try to be stronger than the rock. It goes around, it goes under, it waits. And over enough time the rock is gone and the water is still here. The lesson for a human life is hard to accept because we are taught to admire force. But the person who adapts beats the person who is merely strong, almost every time. When you hit a wall, your instinct is to push harder. Sun Tzu's instinct is to ask, where is the low ground? Where is the path of least resistance that still leads where I'm going? Stop trying to be the rock, be the water. Rule 5. Win first, then fight. Here, Sun Tzu draws a line between two kinds of people. He wrote, "The victorious strategist only seeks battle after the victory has been won, whereas he who is destined to defeat first fights and afterwards looks for victory." One side prepares so thoroughly that by the time the contest begins, the outcome is already decided. The other side jumps in and hopes to figure it out along the way. Sun Tzu said the good fighters of old first put themselves beyond the possibility of defeat and then waited for an opportunity of defeating the enemy. This is the opposite of how most ambitious people operate. We're told to be bold, to leap, to move fast and break things. But Sun Tzu's winners are almost boring beforehand. They've done the calculations, in his words, in the temple ere the battle is fought. The interview you walk into having researched everything. The launch you've stress-tested 10 times. The decision you've already war-gamed. Boldness in the moment is overrated. The win is usually decided in the quiet preparation nobody sees. Do the unglamorous work first, and the bold moment takes care of itself. Rule 6. When you move, move fast. There's a tension in this book, and Sun Tzu knew it. He told you to prepare patiently, and then he told you this: rapidity is the essence of war. Take advantage of the enemy's unreadiness, make your way by unexpected routes, and attack unguarded spots. So which is it? Patience or speed? The answer is both, in order. You prepare slowly, you decide slowly. But once the moment is right, you move before anyone else has finished thinking. Hesitation after the decision is made is just fear wearing a disguise. Sun Tzu warned that no nation ever benefited from a long, dragged-out war. The longer a conflict runs, the more it costs everyone, and the more likely you are to lose your advantage. The same is true of a project that never ships, a conversation you keep postponing, a decision you keep thinking about. At some point, deliberation becomes its own kind of defeat. So the rule is two-sided. Be slow to commit and fast to execute. Take all the time you need to decide, then take almost none to act. Rule 7. The greatest victory goes unnoticed. And this is the one that turns the whole book on its head. We imagine a great victory as a roar, a crowd, a parade, a name in history. Sun Tzu thought the opposite. He wrote, "To see victory only when it is within the ken of the common herd is not the acme of excellence. Neither is it the acme of excellence if you fight and conquer, and the whole empire says, "Well done." Read that carefully. He's saying, if everyone can see how you won, you didn't win at the highest level. The true master, he said, wins so early and so quietly that his victories bring him neither reputation for wisdom nor credit for courage. He wins, in Sun Tzu's words, by making no mistakes, by defeating an enemy who was already defeated before the battle. This is a hard pill in a world built on visible wins. The post, the announcement, the highlight reel. But the deepest forms of winning leave no dramatic story. The argument that never happened because you saw it coming. The crisis that quietly never arrived because you prepared. Nobody claps for the disaster you prevented. You'll often do your best work and get no credit for it at all. Make peace with that now. The quietest victories are usually the largest ones. 7 rules. Win without fighting. Know yourself and the other side. Treat competition as a contest of information. Be like water. Adapt instead of forcing. Win in preparation before the contest begins. Be slow to decide and fast to act. And accept that your greatest victories may be invisible. Underneath all 7 is a single idea that runs against everything our culture celebrates. We worship force, speed, boldness, the visible win. Sun Tzu, 25 centuries ago, in the middle of constant war, figured out that the highest skill is knowing how to not fight. To shape the conditions so completely that the outcome is decided before anyone draws a sword. The fighting was never the point. The fighting was always the failure. Sun Tzu just had the patience to say so. If this is the kind of thing you want more of, the oldest wisdom in the world, pulled apart and made useful, subscribe to VinciMood. New videos every Sunday. And next Sunday, we stay in the East. We're taking apart the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu's strange, quiet manual on how to win by doing less. If Sun Tzu taught you how to fight without fighting, Lao Tzu will teach you how to act without forcing. You won't want to miss it. Pick one of these 7 rules this week, the one that made you a little uncomfortable when you heard it. That's the one you needed. I'll see you next Sunday.